said you had another team that you felt
Mhm.
underperformed in free agency. Who were you thinking?
I would put it with the same as kind of like the Cowboys, Green Bay Packers.
Mmm.
They didn't do
Nice.
anything.
No, nothing.
They did nothing.
Oh,
They literally did nothing.
they
They
re-signed
they
Aaron Jones.
they re-signed Aaron Jones, which it's good. Obviously, you got from last year at least a top 3 running back in the NFL back on your team, back on your squad. He's put up over 30 touchdowns the past 2 years, which is astonishing for a player. That's awesome. It's really great. And if you're going to have all this money, you might as well spend it somewhere, but it doesn't fit the messaging you've been putting out. You drafted a running back in the 2nd round last year and a quarterback in the 1st round last year. Your 1st round quarterback's still on the bench because Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. And now your 2nd round running back is going to be still on the bench because you just signed this new, like the guy that you have, to a 4-year deal. So it's fine that you're getting your running back. I think that's great. But now you're wasting draft picks.
Right.
So maybe you should let Aaron Jones walk, go pick up a Kenny Golladay, go make pitches to these guys that Aaron Rodgers needs. Imagine Kenny Golladay across from Devontae Adams.
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me? That would be crazy. Go get Patrick Peterson, but instead of getting Patrick Peterson, he went and signed with Minnesota. Go get one of these guys. Go get a Kyle Fuller. Go get some. There are so many things that this team could have gone and did, and they did none of it because they're complacent with. And it's fine if you want to build through the draft. Lots of teams build through the draft. The Chiefs build through the draft. That's awesome. Great, do it. But now that you're drafting guys in the 1st and 2nd round, one of them's still on the bench, and he's going to be on the bench for the next 2-3 years. His contract's probably going to run out on the bench. And then your 2nd round guy, now he's going to be a change of pace back with Aaron Jones. Maybe Aaron Jones, if he gets hurt, now you got a guy like A.J. Dillon. That's great. A.J. Dillon played great last year.
Yep.
Do you trust him? Do you not trust him? Did you whiff on a 2nd round pick? Or what's going on here? There's no cohesiveness. And Aaron Rodgers isn't happy.
Nope.
He's clearly not happy. If you don't go get him a star wide receiver, because there's lots of them in this draft, if you don't get him a star wide receiver across from Devontae Adams, I don't know what you're doing. Because that team is only going to get worse and worse because people on the defense have left already. There's lots of guys who have already signed at other places and done other things, and that defense doesn't have any really big stars anyway. So go get it. Come on, let's keep up. Let's keep up with the Joneses. You got the Bucks on the other side of the conference who toasted you in 2 games, both times toasted. And the reason is because their defense was lights out against you because you couldn't do anything on offense. So either bolster that offense or get a better defense. Say, okay, you got a good defense, so do we. Let's take advantage of some of these things. At the end of the game last year, against Tampa, you had 3 situations where your defense did make some plays, and you went 3 and out all 3 times. You did that with Aaron Jones. You did that with Aaron Rodgers. You did that with Devontae Adams. Now you need more pieces, apparently, because you can't stop going 3 and out when it matters most. And they didn't do anything. They did nothing. So the person who does the same thing over and over again and expects a different result, it's called insanity, my friend. And the Packers are that.
Yeah.
They've gotten lucky on quarterbacks 2 times in a row with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Before that, when was the last time you heard of the Green Bay Packers doing anything in NFL history? Oh yeah, it was Super Bowl II. What does that tell you?
Yeah, you know what this kind of feels like? This sort of feels like, the Last Dance documentary, where the Bulls are going for their 6th championship and their GM has already made the decision to blow it up before they even win their 6th title. For some reason, Gunter Goose, shout out to shout out to the McAfee show. It just feels like that dummy has already just kind of thrown in the towel. It just seems like he's just like, yeah, I don't really care anymore. Let's just blow this thing up. Let's just do whatever we need to do to look relevant. And it's just like, it just doesn't seem like they're trying. It doesn't seem like they're trying to get to the promised land. Because like you said, how many times are you going to try the same damn thing and expect a different result? It don't work like that, brother.
You got one Super Bowl in 20 years.
Right.
What do you expect it to be different? Doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, granted, the Packers have never been a team that really signs big free agents, and it could be, where they play. They could be guys that, look at that place and they're like, I'm playing at Green Bay. Forget Green Bay. It's too damn cold. Like, I don't want to play in Green Bay. It's not a big city with lots of, billboards and lights and spotlight and all that kind of stuff. So granted, it's hard to get receivers there unless you draft them, like they drafted Davante Adams, Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers. Every single guy that they got that has talent, they've drafted. And which is, again, it's fine if you want to build through the draft. That's fine, like I said. But like once you start contradicting your draft picks, like either you drafted stupid or you're signing stupid.
Right.
So which one is it? Are you stupid for drafting a quarterback first round when you still got Aaron Rodgers in his prime? Or are you stupid for drafting a running back second round when you got the third best running back in the league? Or are you stupid for re-signing the running back that's the third best running back in the league and not relying on that second round pick? Like, draft picks are not useless. They have value. So if you're going to waste them, give them to somebody else and get value from it. Like, you can't waste things. It's mind-blowing to me that they could look at these things and make these decisions and not say, maybe we're contradicting ourselves here. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe, we did make that decision earlier. Why did we make that decision earlier? We knew Aaron Jones was coming off of his contract this year, and we drafted a running back anyway. Were we banking on Aaron Jones being bad, and then we had this running back, and then we look smart? Well, now Aaron Jones is good, so what do we do? Like, it seems like they didn't think this far.
No, and it almost just feels like they're just making the draft pick that sounds the best, not that actually is the best. Mm-hmm. Like like you said, last year they drafted a running back and a quarterback, needing neither.
Those are both the two best players on your football team.
But going to the NFC Championship game 2 years in a row, and not drafting anything in the draft that helped them.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're so close. But I think that's where it hurts, right? It hurts more that you're making the NFC Championship game twice. Because if you didn't make those, then you could say, all right, well, then we're just missing star power. Let's get rid of these guys that we're thinking about paying so much money, and we'll just distribute. Do it that way. But now you're making the championship game, and you're not changing anything because you're wasting draft picks on things that you don't need. So you're not moving that needle at all. You're always going to stay at that needle of just a little above average.
Right.
Where people are going to look back at this NFL season and they're not going to remember your team at all because you got beat in the championship game. So you're too busy playing it safe, being just a little bit above average. And now look at you. No one's going to remember this squad. No one's going to remember Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, Aaron Jones, unless... And again, it's one of those things where if it doesn't work this year, it's not going to work for a while because they're starting to pay a lot of these guys. Davante Adams' contract is up at the end of this year. You think he's going to stay in Green Bay for that crap show? No shot. He's going somewhere. He's going to get paid lots of money to play with a quarterback who's maybe in the prime of his career, who's not being bogged down by ownership. Well, the lack of ownership, I guess.
Yeah, correct.
And the lack of moves that they're making. So there's only so much that you can do as an organization before your star players start running out of their contracts and saying, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. Why would I play for Green Bay? You guys are consistently here. Look at Tampa. Tampa's going to the Super Bowl. They kept everybody. You can keep everybody when you win the Super Bowl. Yep. That's okay. You can keep everybody when you go to the Super Bowl. And guess what? They're probably going to get better anyway. They're probably going to get better players too. So you can keep everybody when you win Super Bowl. When you just make the championship game 2 years in a row, no, you can't keep everybody. You got to get better. And the Packers aren't doing that. Yep. Packers are doing the opposite. So